Alright, welcome back to another league race. This time we're back with FTRL for a brand new season, season 18, and we're starting at Silverstone, where the weather, you can see, is, well, it looks like it's wet, and then, but is it wet? Is it really wet?
40 minutes.
By 40 minutes, and then even, no, 45, no rain there, by 60 minutes is when it's actually raining. So you look at that and you think, well, we won't be affected by that, right? So, anyways, we're in the Alfa Romeo. So a new season. I had, the choice of cars. Well, then we put in our top three. I chose to go for the Alfa Romeo because I thought no one else would really want it. What's the story here? Right. So, Scuba was having some connection issues. So, and it was that it was kind of like constant notifications like this were frequent as he was trying to, poor chap was trying to figure out why his internet was screwing up at like 8 o'clock always. Anywho, so I'm going to go for my final run. My best time's at 27.6. It's a good time. Or sorry, at 26.6. It's a good time. Sadly though, I'm kind of I was distracted somewhat, and I can only laugh really because invalidation turn 1, and that's it, like lap is done. So frustrating because like a 26.6 is decently competitive for me. That's a decent time, especially for my standards, and it would have got me very much easily into the top 10. I think it would have got me like 7th or 8th.
So
and
turn 1, like it's so
that's a shame. I'm in 14th or 13th as it stands, but
like 6 or
yeah,
7.
I could have easily been even as close to where Adam was in 6th. So, anywho, look, we'll try and we'll recover from there. But
hurry up, load.
now, first of all, PS5 users immediately readying up when the PS4 users are still loading is a little rude. So, anywho, so I'm complaining about that straight off the bat because, yeah, I'm trying to sort out my fuel and the shit. There's a rain. It's the last tile, so I'm thinking surely we won't get there. And then you get to this bit, and it's now Andy had joined during the qualifying session, which means the session was already fecked. Like the race session was going to be fecked. But the weird conundrum here is that the rain was going to take 10 minutes to get here, 10 to 15 minutes. Now, that's the other thing at Silverstone, right? You should never start on mediums unless there is rain coming. Now, there is rain coming here, but it's at the very end of the race, on the strategy before the race, the pre-menu strategy. So, based on that, you wouldn't go mediums because, like, if a safety car comes out lap 2 or whatever here, then you're pitting for medium and you go to the end. If you're on mediums, you're completely screwed. You're on a really uncompetitive hard tire to the end of the race, and the sauce will go to the end of the race, so you're completely screwed. So this is why always you start outside the top 10, you start on the softs no matter where you are, because that safety car chance, your race is over. Everyone's on mediums, you're on hards, or you're two-stopping on softs, and two-stop here is suicide. So this is why I started on softs, and other people start on softs. But you see Andy zoom through there, and the session's fecked. So, but like how the Cove Master's way of doing the weather is completely stupid because they only give you 3 tiles. You see like how many tiles there were to start? Like you had like 6 or 7, 8, 9 tiles. When you're setting up the lobby,
that's about the same.
You can only do 3 tiles. So
it's okay. I mean,
poor old Sway was asked to host,
It's not going to be raining
and
10 minutes in.
we were forced.
Load yourselves.
We were forced to start on the tires that we had committed to. So which means now the rain is coming, earlier in the race, and has potential to do like it just because it's because it was raining 10 to 15 minutes in the last session does not mean it would have been intermediate conditions. But if the bottom line is now if you start on mediums, that's it. Like you're soared. Like so we're starting on softs, we're screwed. 5 red lights though, and away we go. We'll talk about that later. A good start, good start. My teammate Dylan on the mediums, bit of a rough one for him. There's a bit of contact there. There's a Williams involved. That was funky chicken. Sway has got himself damaged as well, so we're going to nip on the outside here through the loop and run side by side with Sway. I left plenty of space. He went a bit wide. He got himself a warning for that. Uh, Bloody hell. Ox came through there, squeezed through, gave him the space, leaving my car in there. Just about all get through. That could have been bad, to be fair. I'm going to get a better run than Sway on the exit of Luffield. So we're going to go through Woodcut. And we're going to get this position then. So we're up to P11 from P14. Not too bad. Ox came from P17 there. So, yeah, not too bad to start the race now, to be fair. So anyway, there we go. We'll go from there. Lap 2. This is where we're behind Dylan, who's lost position to Ox. Now, those mediums won't be great to start the race in comparison. So Dylan actually let me go here, which was very kind of him. So I'll do my best to try and push on. Sadly, pushing on, though, was difficult because Funky Fox then came through not long after that. And this began one of the most fun battles I've had for a while in league racing. Matt Pitts then, he had damage. Fox then, you can see, is behind. This began... I uploaded a separate video on this because, yeah, it was very fun. This began a 3-lap scrap with Fox that started coming up the hangar straight. So initially within DRS of there's Ox, there's Wesker, and I believe Joe is there as well. So we start here. Now, reality, I really should just let him go here and let him pull me along with DRS. But do you know what? I felt racy, and my pace was actually pretty decent. So we're going to go side by side here into Village and Club. And I'm going to leave the space, hold it around the outside. We're going to keep this position. And we're just kind of just within that DRS range still of Joe in front. We quickly dip out of that. Lap 5 heading onto the Wellington Straight. Fox is going to come and leaves the inside line open. So I'm going to hang it around the outside again to Brooklands, then here through Luffield. And nothing really doing this time, but I'm going to try and stick with them then. I don't think I hadn't really given up this position. I was just, again, you're in full pursuit, like, you know, you're just round here, you follow the car, and DRS then again. I wasn't going to go for the move here, but I left my car in, and Fox left the space, which compromised him on exit. I had no intention of sending it into Stowe, but I used a bit of ERS down the exit of Stowe. Down the inside, he leaves the space, goes a bit deep. This was sweet. Oh, around the outside, left it in the track limits. It was as sweet as a nut. Absolutely lived for that. That was fantastic stuff. Lap 6 then, DRS, he replies back. Again, same story. Now look, Ox and Joe, they're 2 odd seconds up the road. 3 seconds. But this was just so much fun. This was really, really fun. And just charging after Fox, who is quick. Like, this man was the runner-up last season. Won a race, I think, as well. Lap 6 then. I'm going to go down the inside again here towards Stowe. The exit wasn't as clean. They had much better exit around the outside there. And I should have really tried to send this to the inside line. I didn't. And a little bit of a mistake on the power, lost the back end. Basically, at this point I thought, well, shit, he's gone. I really could have maybe fought him, but at this stage my thinking was like, I don't want to lose DRS here, or sorry, I don't want my teammate to lose DRS and touch, so because the mediums will be switching over to be the better tire. So I let Dylan go, left a bit too much space because Dan's on my outside here. So I was trying to get on the power, lost the back end a little bit. Coming through there and through onto the Wellington Straight, and he has got DRS. There's some people behind on mediums as well. I left the car down the inside. There's a space there. I wanted to fight this a little bit. Hadn't actually intended really to. Well, I wanted to fight it in retrospect. I hadn't intended to fully send it, but it was just what ended up happening. So we find him behind Dan. Look, no, nothing heading down towards Cops. So. Anyway, lap 7, the rain isn't coming for another 10 to 15 minutes or so. I wanted to try and see if I could hang it out on the softs to the rain, but it just ended up not being a viable option. Dan got by Funky Fox, and these two will go out again. Here comes Zumpy, who started on mediums. Again, I can't stress that starting on mediums here in normal circumstances, because again, we had to We were basically had to start on the tires that we had chosen the first time. Again, starting on mediums, unless there's weather, and like weather that's actually going to make a difference, which there's no guarantee that other one was. It was on the last block in that first race. Don't do it. It's not a smart idea. Safety car screws you if it doesn't work out. 15 minutes. Oh, this is lap 11. Like some people have put on their softs already. Like we're in third. Like you know. Dylan disconnected, and that's why he's 6 seconds behind us. He disconnected, so that's annoying because he should be ahead of Zumpy on mediums. Lap 12, you know, the gig's up. You know, it's still 10 minutes to go until the wet, so we have to come in. I want to try and hang it out. Again, if you're on mediums, like if you made the terrible decision in the first race to go on mediums, then you know your luck was in. You know, this worked out perfectly. But for us on softs, nothing we can do. So it was a gamble to go softs again. It was a gamble to go softs again. We feed out into I think it's P12, P13. My eyesight's very poor. Maybe P14 actually. It looks like. So, but we're on softs, and these next laps were a hell for leather. This was fun. Just these softs have a lot to give. They're a very good tire, and Dan's already dispatched Matt will do the same in a sec. He decides not to lose any time. You know, holding quicker cars up on these tires. So we'll go through and try and continue a pursuit of Dan, who I know wants to beat me very badly this season. I know he does after how last season ended. Lap 15, rain hasn't started coming yet, I don't think. So we're going to send it on Dan. No, we're just going to file in. Just make him think about it, you know, just nestle that in there. At this point, I definitely felt I was quicker than Dan. Definitely felt I was quicker. Felt a lot more comfortable, it looked like. I'm running 7-8 wings. And for the race, for the qualifying I ran 6. For the race, I ran 7. And it made a big difference, I feel like. He goes a little deep there on the exit of Chapel. And this is my chance at lap 17. Rain, I don't think has come yet, but we're going to go through and send that one. So that's up into P12 then. That's up to P12. So again, pulling away with FTRL is tough unless you have a real pace advantage. But yeah, happy with how this race is going, despite the fact, yeah, it's been fun. Rain has started now, I believe. No, this is Dan rather coming back at me. So I wasn't able to break away from DRS and be safe. Yeah, rain has yet to arrive, but it's it's coming in the next few minutes. So, good, because unless it changes to intermediate conditions, then we're going to pit again because we haven't fulfilled the tire criteria. So, yeah, fingers crossed it actually does come. But it did come. Lap 21. It came lap 20 or so. First lap didn't really, or lap 19 or so. First lap didn't really do anything. Second lap, a little more. Now, this lap in particular deteriorated a lot. This is now 2 seconds through 2 sectors. Normally you'd wait a bit longer, but with how quickly this got out of hand, the track deteriorated, I felt like quickly. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to box for inters. Adam had paid the lap before, it was way too early. This lap, I really believed was the lap to do it. I thought, yes, Dan hasn't pitted. We're going to be able to put some distance now because I'm convinced this is the right tire. Matt, however, crashes, showcasing that it had in fact deteriorated, and yeah, now that's the gamble is gone. The delta now we've got to adhere to, and
that was perfect.
Yeah, it means basically everyone who hasn't paid for inters in front gets a free stop, and everyone who went early is screwed. So that includes Adam, that is Joe, that is me, that is Sway.
Did you try to take
anyone looking to try and make an advantage is screwed. So it's going to be a 2-lap sprint. It does close the field up, so I probably gained more positions from this as a result. But I wanted to beat Dan in this race, and I felt like I could have with that strategy call. But sadly, that is now that is not going to be the case. These last 2 laps were a procession essentially. I up to the front wing to 8, but like everyone's using the same amount of overtake. Everyone's got fuel, so really that's really it. We're going to cross the line and finish P8. Zumpy actually won the race on track, and this is why again, if you're on mediums, like my teammate, if he not disconnected, could have easily won that race. As it happened, he finished P13.
Bullshit.
If we were allowed to outside the top 10 to choose our tires, we would have, been up there as well. Because again, guys on mediums just stretched until the rain. So, I mean, if you again, congratulations if you won the lottery and and made a terrible decision to choose the mediums at the start of the race for the first race, because yeah, that's what swung at the end of the day. Again, if you're ever doing a league race around Silverstone and like the weather tiles at the very last one, or it's dry, never start on mediums. You really do screw yourself if a safety car comes out. So yeah, there you go. A good result now, to be fair. It could have been a little better had obviously, yeah, well, it was only going to be better if, to be honest, like I could have finished ahead of Dan if the safety car hadn't come out, but I wouldn't have finished 8th. So it's one of those situations where it's not one without the other. So I wouldn't be able to finish P7 because without the safety car I wouldn't have been in P8 to begin with, if you get me. So that was just how it was going to be. But yeah, that's going to do it for round number 1 of FTRL season 18. Next track is Portugal. We were there recently for TTML, so that should be fun. So yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time.